I think we're live.
Do I?
Which camera are we looking at?
I don't know.
Hello. Is everybody going to talk? You have something to say? It's the wrap up at the end of the day. What'd you guys do today? Hi, Tom. Hi, Sue. Hi, Catherine.
Hi,
I'm
Christian.
Yeah.
So we've super rehearsed this. So this is end of the day wrap up. So some of us have been sessions, some of us have been speaking. So
Right. So what was the top 3 things for you today?
top
one.
Top one. Okay. Yeah. I might not get to 3. So,
Right, exactly.
so for Skype and Teams, which is what I focused on, yesterday was all about Teams, the new stuff, the change, the excitement. Today was about Skype Business Server. Just Microsoft reaffirming there's a new server version coming, there's going to be more support for server. So kind of yesterday was the big news about the new stuff, and today was the reassurance that you don't have to change instantly. So that was pretty interesting for me, and it's been well positioned. It's like, if you want to go to Teams we think is ready, check with your business requirements, but if you're liking Skype Business Server, that's okay too, we're not forcing you.
Yeah, I like that.
And what about you, Sue?
So for me, actually, hub sites for the win. It was really great to hear. I mean, I wish we didn't have to kick out Mark Cashman because I really enjoyed
I don't
his
regret that at
session.
all. No.
So hub sites allow you to connect your SharePoint sites together to create a family based on a topic or an organizational unit. What's really cool is when business, one thing we know that is guaranteed to change in organizations is the way the org structure works. And so they've really thought that through, that you can take a site and move it to another family, and all of the branding will inherits from the
all those
family
things.
that
Right.
it just rejoined.
You know what is exciting about that? Because in fact, I was talking with the product team about this. We all have that legacy, the history of in organizations, whether it's our customers or our own organizations, where something changes, and there's this thing called a reorg. I know it never happens to anyone,
No.
but you have a reorg, and suddenly in the SharePoint lifecycle, you're like, well, what do we do with these pieces? Some of them are still relevant. We want to move over, and so I found myself, helping doing these miniature migrations of components over there, and rebuilding and kind of constructing these Frankenstein sites around this. And this allows you to go and then take those subcomponents and kind of, reset them within a hub site, and again, adopt the permissions, the branding for those things, the look and feel, and then you have it for your new org. So for a reorg or just a restructure or a refresh of a project or a community, and here's what I want to share with these people, I mean, it's just an exciting way of presenting that content.
I actually think there's 2 really important themes that you both brought out. I want to let you talk, but
fine.
one is come to us when you're ready. And the other is, and we can handle change. And I think both of those are really an important recognition that organizations have lots of different ways of getting work done, and that organizations change their mind about things, how they're organized, what's important, and what they're actually ready for.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty cool.
Flexibility in the cloud, like you
Right.
might think in the past, like cloud, you get what you get, but more and more across the whole product stack, I think we're seeing like, we understand change happens, mergers happen, rebranding
Right.
happens, So seeing a cloud scale service start to deal with that level of adaptation is really good, I think.
Well, that was a lot of the pushback of the cloud solutions that Microsoft was putting out 2-3 years ago was, hey, wait a second, it's like we've lost our ability to go and brand things and to change things and personalize it.
Yep.
And I thought a lot of the cloud and it's not just about scaling on the infrastructure side, but was allowing this flexibility, the dynamic nature of some of the capabilities to go and personalize this. But why can't I personalize this capability? And now you're starting to see that as the story kind of unfolds and it evolves and matures, that a lot of this capability allows you to have that very high level of personalization. And that's where I think that was a smart move. It's not just about cloud first, mobile first, but it's also AI first, and taking the intelligence and learning from how people use that, and then personalizing that experience for those teams and for those users.
Mm-hmm. So how about from the data platform side?
Yeah, so I'm surrounded by SharePoint people here. So
Hey,
I learned
Teams and Skype.
all those.
It's normally all
I know,
SharePoint.
right,
At least
you're
there's
right
2 of
next
us.
to me.
There's 2 of us this
Yeah.
time.
Well, you're talking about SharePoint. I learned how the SQL Server backend system, how that runs faster out of the box. So SQL Server 2017 was just launched, or it will be available soon, generally. So I've looked into how that works, under the covers in the engine, how it runs faster. And like you mentioned with AI, it's very cool to see how they actually brought some intelligence into the engine as well, where previously a DBA had to go in and do all of that tuning and performance tweaking on their own manually. They've built that into the box now. So they can actually learn from every single time you run a query. So if it's on SharePoint or something else, every time you run a query, it learns from that and it just makes it faster and better the next time. It's very cool.
That was the vision of it.
Yeah.
It is exciting to see that.
Really
So in the Skype for Business session, one of the things for the Server vNext, which is way off next year, was lots of hybrid swap scenarios. In SQL, are they doing some, I'm not familiar with SQL, but are they doing lots of hybrid stuff in that space?
Oh yes, it's extremely hybrid. We have on-premises SQL servers. We're still going to have that for years and years to come, but they also have pretty much everything available up in the cloud in Azure right now. So Azure shipping SQL data warehousing or SQL databases, everything is available there, and then it's also the hybrid solutions where you can do on-premises and in the cloud, working together. And I saw that specifically with what I do on a day-to-day basis with ETL and data loading transformation, how that actually is working together now. It used to be on-premises only or cloud only. Now we have a hybrid solution.
All right, so I have a question because you two aren't from the US. I want to ask you the definitive pronunciation of A-Z-U-R-E.
Azure.
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 Okay, so I got asked that question yesterday by a tech analyst because I'm still hearing people pronounce it in multiple ways.
You hear
Azure.
Azure a lot.
Azure.
That's incorrect, people.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We've just decided that's official
All right,
now.
so let's make it official.
It's Azure.
It's
It's
Azure.
official.
There you
Same
go.
with SQL Server. It's not SQL Server, it's SQL Server. It's
Oh,
a product.
excellent.
Correct.
Another terminology.
Yeah, excellent.
So,
Well, I haven't heard
yeah.
people call it SQL server ever.
I have.
I hear it
Really?
all the time.
Yeah.
Well, so just very quickly, the one other thing that I really was paying attention to was the adoption. So the practical side of a lot of these topics. So I went to the team session with Dan Stevenson and Caruana, the first half of that, to hear about, look, what are our experiences in deploying teams and that side of it. And there's some great, I'm trying to remember the URL now, so it's successwithteams.com.
Yeah, that's it.
It's out there.
Oh, yeah.
And there's
Come
also
on,
new
talk about
tools
that.
that are available through Fast Track. So there's a lot of things that people can go and look at, because this is look, if you follow me at Buckley Planet on Twitter.
Get the plug in.
Yeah, of course. There's the topic of organizational change, of just change management, of adoption, and not just adoption, getting people to plug in, log in once, but engagement. They're actually using it.
It's good to see Microsoft
so important.
putting so much investment in
Oh,
that. It's
yeah.
not here's a product, it's here's a product and here's how you can make the
Well,
most
they've
of
had
it.
that experience. It's not just about selling the license once, because for one, with a service, people don't renew if they're not using it.
Yep.
If they're engaged, if they're finding a usefulness of the technology, then they'll re-up that every year, that service.
Yeah.
And so they have to be engaged.
Cool. So I think we're going to be back tomorrow with another wrap up. So stay tuned, Twitter, MS Ignite hashtag. We'll all be tweeting on our various stuff.
More SharePoint.
More SharePoint.
related
Seriously,
stuff. So.
my
So-
thumbs are so tired from tweeting today.
So we're working hard for you guys. We're now going to go and grab a drink. So more tomorrow. Stay tuned.
Great.